Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now, I'm sure many, if not all of you, have heard about this very strange story about Prince William's billionaire friend here dying on the polo fields after being stung in his mouth by a bee. I mean, what? Have you ever even heard of that? I mean, I've heard of being stung by a bee and having an allergic reaction and dying, but he was stung in the mouth. Now, I didn't know who this man was. I never heard of him before. Sanjay Kapoor, 53 years old, and he died June 12th, collapsing during a match at the Guards Polo Club in Windsor. It said the Telegraph reported Kapoor fell ill during the match. His polo team was playing. So of course he owned a polo team. He said he swallowed something. He didn't know what it was at first. It was believed that he swallowed a bee, potentially triggering the anaphylactic shock that caused his heart to stop. Now, the thing here is he, being the billionaire that he is, he's on his second wife, right? He's been married twice. He had a very contentious divorce from the first wife. This is the second wife here that he married, I think, in 2017, the year before Harry and Meghan. So there's him with the second wife, but apparently it was a very nasty divorce with the first wife. And while, black magic is something that is used very much in India, Africa, South America. And I don't know, I was just looking at this very bizarre way of dying, and I thought, Prince William's friend, this death is very, very odd. Almost seems like it could have some kind of spiritual interference going on there. I don't know. It's just so strange. That's what I want to look into today. I mean, was there some type of hoodoo, voodoo, or black magic done on to cause this man? He had a very angry ex-wife, it seems. And he also had, and of course, it's Prince William's friend. So we all know how Meghan Markle, Prince Harry are gunning for him. And Meghan Markle's all over that magic. And of course, killing somebody's friends around them would be a way a curse could work, a black magic spell, from what I understand, which is not much, but I do enough to know that your life falls apart around you. I've heard if you have a black magic spell put on you, it's like you lose your job, your house burns down. It's like all these things around you happen. It doesn't necessarily mean you die, right? So that's why I'm thinking of this man's a close friend of Prince William, which is the way it's been reported, Prince William's friend. It seems to me that this could fall in line with something that if somebody put a curse on Prince William, that maybe this was a result of that as well, could possibly be the case. So I'm gonna look at the situation of this man's death. He leaves behind like 3 small children. I can imagine the first and the second wife are going to have that the funeral is going to be interesting. That's all I have to say. The funeral will be very interesting. Anyways, so let's take a look at this man's death. His state of mind at the time, the environment he was in. I mean, I just can't imagine swallowing a bee. Really? Like, you're not going to notice a bee flying near your face? And I mean, I just it's very odd. Bees don't just fly right into your mouth. That's normally. I mean, that's truly bizarre. So let's look at this. I'm gonna do a Celtic cross spread here on this. See what's going on. Is this just a crazy accident, a freak accident, as they call it, or is there something else going on? I mean, that the globalists do all kinds of things with insects. Bill Gates, and they have these like DARPA and whatever. Have the DoD has these little mechanical insects that look like insects, but they can fly them around and they could attack somebody with it. Just saying. It's all kinds of weird conspiracy theories you can come up with this. So They can put a dart of poison in a little insect and aim it right into someone's mouth. And if he swallows it, there's going to be no evidence of it. Just saying, it's very, never know. Bill Gates with his mosquitoes and all that. I mean, the globalists love using insects. They want us to eat insects and they want to attack us with insects, right? Bill Gates with his mosquitoes, calling them flying syringes. Just saying, it's not out of the realm of possibility nowadays. But anyways, let's go to the situation. What was going on there? The environment he was in there at the time. Was there black magic? Was black magic involved in this somehow? I'm going to ask. Did he feel like he was in danger, or did he feel like his life might be in danger from something like this? How was the medical attention afterwards? Did it take a long time for him to get the help he needed? I can't imagine they had, something to start your heart. What do you call those boxes you use to zap someone's heart? Like, I don't think they would have had one out in a polo field, I imagine. It might have taken a while for him to get the care he needed. I don't know the exact situation. Well, look at that. Could anything have done? Could he have done anything, or anything have been done to avoid this situation? Avoid this? Did his ex-wife or Meghan Markle have any influence on this? Assuming it was black magic. What helped? What helped this to happen? What gave the situation? What circumstances helped to bring this together? And what don't we know about his death? What don't we know about it? Let's find out and see what the cards show. All right, here we go. First card out, this general state at the time. I get King of Pentacles reversed. So I'm getting money issues here. He was possibly arguing with someone over money, or just fighting over money with someone, or just, in general. He was dealing with his polo team, and I'm sure there was money in that if he won and all of that. So it does look like he may have been a little uh, concerned with that at the time, maybe dealing with a lot of stress with financial and other material, his team there that he was dealing with. So it wasn't, it was some sort of a stressful situation here that he was in at the time this happened. Of course, could also be referring to health with the King of Pentacles, not just finances. So possibly he could have, he was obviously somebody who was allergic to this. He could have had other issues going on. The environment, 5 of Wands. Look at that. There's the polo players down there. So there's a lot of activity going on around him, a lot of this and that. People, arguing with each other, the hustle and bustle of that environment and the stresses involved in that. It's very, sort of like being at the Olympics or something. You're going to have a lot of, things going on, aggravations, very high energy, competitive, all of that. So it was a sort of a stressful time that this happened. It seemed to all. It wasn't like he was just relaxing in his chair and then it happened. It was a lot of stress activity going on. That's why I think he didn't even realize he swallowed something. He's like, I think I swallowed something. He said, "Like, how you think? You swallowed a bee. I think you would know. Why didn't you spit it out? Like this, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know all the details, but 9 of Wands reversed. 9 of Wands, been very defensive, and also I kind of see the wand as the polo thing there. So I do think that again he was being. It was a very stressful time again, and excess of, I could take that as, with everything going on. All attention was on the field. So I do kind of get that. This could also talk about, being taken down here. Your defenses are down, your immunity is down. All right, so it was a very stressful time, very busy, got a lot of things going on, fast moving, fast paced. So what was the basis of the situation that led to his death? Hanged Man reversed. Wow. So now obviously Hangman reversed as, this is a highfalutin, they're above everyone. That can be looked upon as this could also, just be a card of death. You kind of see the halo around him and all of that. Spiritual card. It is reversed, so I sort of get the notion he wasn't paying attention, looking the right way, and I don't know if he was high on anything. I don't know if he was, if he took anything. Like, Harry and Meghan are always high as a kite, right? Always sniffling and whatnot. I don't know if that had anything to do with it as well, but I do get a major arcana here. I don't think he was, the hanged man does not have his feet on the ground, right? Sort of floating around with his head up in the air. So I'm getting that he wasn't being very practical in how he managed his health here and being prepared and the situation. Because if he's so hyper allergic to bees, which many people are, you would think a billionaire such as himself would have a kit with him of some sort. Of his assistant would have a kit with something in it, EpiPen and whatnot. So I kind of get that he's sort of wasn't being very realistic or practical in managing this situation and being prepared for it. So that's part of the reason that things went as they did. So was there black magic involved in this? Some hoodoo, voodoo, or whatever? Page of Swords. Oh my. I see some spell work here. I see this person here, could be a child, but his children are too young. But maybe it's some kind of spell that is a new spell or a small one. But I kind of see this person in the picture, a child looking up at little. You can say it's a demon with black wings flying around. So, and he's holding like a dish here, like burning incense or burning something. Uh I do kind of get the idea that yes, there was a small black magic spell here going on, something sent towards him. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if the spell was to kill him necessarily, though. I kind of get it was to give him aggravation and give him a hard time, but maybe it sort of led to, you see this flying thing here. It could be representative of a bee. I don't know if you can see that very well, but let me turn the light on. Maybe that'll help. It's very bright, but you see there's something flying above him. Um, it could be that somebody put a spell on him just to aggravate him and cause him headaches or whatnot, but the results were a lot worse than expected. But I'm getting a yes for black magic of some kind, some kind of spell work there. Did he himself feel like he might be in danger? Did he have a sense that some people want me dead? And I get King of Cups reversed. I go with a no. I don't think he at all had any notion of anyone willing to do this to him. Mm-mm. And of course, King of Cups could be Prince William, who he is friends with. Um, and I think that possibly, um, again, this spell, we're going to look over here at the ex wife and Meghan Markle. It could be that he was collateral damage for a spell put on Prince William. So there definitely was a spell. Now, I'm not certain if it was against him or it could have been against Prince William and caused him to be attacked here. We'll find out. So, what, if anything, could have prevented this? What, if anything, could have prevented this? Tower. Wow. So, again, I get the idea that if he had, a kit, an emergency kit of some sort, if he had, if there was a good emergency team there that could react immediately. Um, yeah, I don't think that. there was much. Yeah, I'll tell you, major arcana, which I kind of feel like if he had done the proper thing, he wasn't, properly prepared. I don't think, or think, and who would think that something like this would happen? It's so far fetched, but there you have it. Not so far. It's not far fetched to get stung by a bee if you're out on the polo field, I would imagine. So, yeah, it could have been better prepared for sure. So, and this could indicate that the emergency services probably maybe were not as responsive as could be. It was like it was over before they could do anything. It was very quick and unexpected. This is like unexpected, stroke of lightning, So it's like this was out of nowhere. Like a lightning strike hits you. It's out of nowhere. You don't see it coming, right? Uh, so next card is what helped this to happen? What was there anything that helped this along to cause this to happen? Ooh, 6 of Cups. Two children. I think he has two children with the first wife. I'm just saying. You got another little flying angel in this deck. I mean, all this deck has a lot of angels in it. I'm just saying, you're thinking about a bee, and I'm seeing all these flying objects, little flying things. Um, I think that one of his first wife, I read. I mean, I didn't read a lot about him, but just a couple of articles I read. The first wife had complained that he went and hung out with Prince William when his child was sick. And that was part of the divorce, to use against him at the divorce, that he was negligent of the children. And this is the children, it's also memories, emotions. So I get that possibly had he treated his children better, this wouldn't have happened. And or if he wasn't such close friends with William, depending on who the curse was put on exactly. Yeah, but I do kind of get ex-wife vibe there, saying if he had just been better with the children in the past, she wouldn't. This divorce wouldn't have happened, and she wouldn't have gotten angry and done this spell work kind of thing. So let's see. Let's look at the two most prominent suspects here that I'm seeing: the ex-wife and Meghan Markle. Again, Meghan Markle would be targeting Prince William with the curse, I think. So, but could have gotten collateral damage with this man. So let's see that. But the ex-wife, if it was the ex-wife, it would have been against him. What influence did the ex-wife have on him? Oh my God. Major Arcana, the Lovers. Just turn that light off for a bit so you can see it a little better. It looks a little nicer in this light, I think. Aha. Yeah, it was the ex-wife. He took a new wife right away, younger, new wife. So that situation. Ask who's involved, what influence the ex-wife have, and I'm getting major arcana. And Meghan Markle, maybe it combined with a curse from Meghan Markle and caused it. What was Meghan Markle's influence? I get 4 of Swords reversed. So, Meghan is nasty and attacking. Oh, look at this. Here you have like a ghost, spirit coming in with a man sitting there. Meghan's haunting the hell out of Prince William and putting curses on him for sure, but it did not get involved with this particular unfortunate freak accident. So yeah, so wow. We've got a lot of spiritual cards here, a lot of spiritual, things going on here and causing this, unexpected demise in such an unusual way. In the fighting that was around him, I could see this as his polo friends, but I could also see it as him and his ex-wife battling it out. They may have been disagreeing about money or whatnot. So this, maybe he wasn't paying on time, the usual complaints in these situations. And the way he treated the children, I think that he is not a good father, according to the ex-wife. And I think it looks like major arcana upright, Lovers. Yeah, I think that she's kind of behind a curse that could have led this to happen, is what it looks like to me. So after this happened, immediately after, how was he treated? Like, what was his medical treatment? Was he treated right away, or was it a delay? Now he seemed like he didn't even realize he swallowed a bee. So it reminds me of that old nursery rhyme. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. You know what I mean? It's just so bizarre. Let's see. Well, how was the medical, emergency medical treatment he received? Knight 3 of Wands, upright. So there were multiple people there working together. I think of triage here. So I think that, yeah, he had very good care right away, very quickly. So I think that there was confusion about what was going on, what happened. You can't treat someone unless you know what happened. And I don't think he was even certain what he did, what happened himself. So there was good care there. That was right there, multiple people. So that's good. So it wasn't any kind of negligence there. It doesn't look like. And the last card, what do we not know about the death? So for this one, I just put, what don't we know? There's a lot we don't know, of course. We're not going to find out either, I'm sure. But what don't we know? See, one thing here, I get Temperance reversed, Major Arcana. So Major Arcana, there's a lot we don't know. And again, I sort of get the idea of, mixing a potion together here, but with evil intention for ill health and not for good. Yeah. Destructive here. So, wow. Very sad. Very unfortunate. Very bizarre. And yeah, so there you have it. This very unusual death. And I do see some Muspella work here, but not by Meghan Markle. She was not involved in this death. Not this time. But anyway, so there you have it. That is what I see regarding the death of Prince William's friend. So I hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.